Renaissance humanism is very much misunderstood, but really it's where we get the term humanities. Humanitas was the study of the liberal arts in Latin. That was the term that was used. And so the humanism was a refinement of literary style, but also there's a bleeding into just the way in which one thinks, the way in which one lives. And so you begin to see a more classical focus on both personal and civic virtues coming from the classics. Now, that's something that's not altogether alien to the Middle Ages, but the emphasis in this Italian humanism is not per se the life of grace. It's not denied. The Renaissance, despite what many people would say, actually was a very Christian and Catholic time. When you look at the leading figures and even a lot of the major works, they are Christian in nature. But nonetheless, this pouring out into humanism did create a different style that did focus more on human nature. And you hear this often, the classic line from Protagoras, right? The ancient thinker, man, the measure of all things is put forward as a kind of model of Renaissance humanism. And we just can't take that too far, right? Because it's not like Christianity and the life of grace just simply disappeared in the Renaissance. It didn't. But still, this humanistic shift will set up what is to follow in European history, that the whole legacy of humanism will be very important, even in the scientific age, right? It really was the foundation for education, and there's a turning away from the scholastics and even some of the things that were taken for granted in the Middle Ages. You think of Lorenzo Valla. He was a cleric who worked in Rome, but he scrutinized ancient texts like the donation of Constantine, which was probably a forgery from the Carolingian era that was a basis for papal political authority. And so he showed that the language, right? So this is humanistic. He didn't necessarily attack the content, even though he undermined it. But he said, oh, well, just look at the Latin that is used. The Latin of the text of the Donation of Constantine is connected to other Carolingian texts. It is not contemporaneous with the time of Constantine himself, right? So that's one example of the way in which just a humanistic focus on literature can have religious implications. And the Protestant reformers would love, Valla's writings on the donation of Constantine and other works as well. You see other authors like Pico de Mirandola, who was in the court of Lorenzo de' Medici, who wrote his famous Oration on the Dignity of Man, which is seen as a very typical text. Some people even call it a manifesto that does indicate that shift that I was mentioning from the contemplation of the heavens to now more the contemplation of man himself, made in the image and likeness of God. That's not denied, right? But there's a focus more on the image than the metaphysical contemplation of the one who is imaged by man. But, you also see an expansion of sources. I mean, Pico was very influenced even by Jewish and Arabic thought, some of it esoteric, right? And so the Renaissance, while not denying Christianity, certainly was willing to look farther afield.